Hey everyone, this is Coach Phoenix.
And I'm Coach Gina.
And this is Toast with the Coaches. Cheers.
Cheers. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Perspective, the show where we drink and talk about life, the universe, and all that other jazz.
And again, I'm Coach Phoenix, founder and CEO of Role Model Life Coaching. At Role Model Life Coaching, we partner with our clients to navigate down the road of life towards their model self.
Check out the link below and hit up Phoenix. I definitely recommend him. He's amazing. And I am Coach Gina. I am a certified life coach and founder of Clear Focus Coaching, where we specialize in boundaries coaching and women empowerment. To find out more, check out clearfocuscoaching.com.
Definitely hit the link below. But at this time, I would like to raise a toast. I would like to raise a toast for a self-made man. A man that defines the word perseverance, an entrepreneur, a self-taught chef, an inspiration to all, an author. Mama, I made it. Columbus, Ohio's own Chef Hiro. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers. Welcome to the show. How's your evening going so far?
So far, so good. I just got back in actually, like 30 minutes ago. So.
Oh, wow. You got a busy night then.
Yeah, I had to look at some properties, so trying to expand on everything. So just a lot of work.
I feel like that's spoilers about what we're about to talk to you about.
Exactly. So with that segue, let's get right to it. So when we found you, we learned that you was a post office worker that went from working in the post office one day to going to the University of YouTube, learning how to cook on your own, then starting your own food truck. And now you're expanding the business. You're an author. You have a lot of things going. So one, congratulations. And two, let's get right into it and tell the audience exactly where all of this started.
Well, I'm Chef Hiro. This just started, really, it's still relatively new. So 2018 is, I guess, the Chef Hiro birthday, basically. I was working for the post office and it wasn't a good fit for me, you know? So
how long were you doing that? How long were you working?
I was there for 6 years.
Okay.
So it was cool, you know. The post office is good money, it's got good benefits, but the type of person I am is not enough. I'm not saying I want to be stupid, crazy rich, but I ain't never seen a postman get inside a Lambo. So I ain't never seen a postman get on a private jet or just leave. Like, you know, you get tired of that same repetition, that same daily schedule, the same, I want to go take a vacation. I got to ask permission. Then I have to wait, save up the money, and then hope the permission went through so I can buy the tickets. And then, you know, you kind of want to be free, you know? So
you had that fire in you after 6 years. You like, you know what? It's not going to cut it. How old were you?
25 okay. When I started at the post office. And then 28 is when it's like, all right, yeah, I gotta make some moves. I can't do this. You know, I was at a friend's retirement party. He was retiring from the post office, and he just looked, Mr. Rick, he just looked so tired, you know? So day of his retirement, you know, I just didn't want that to be me, you know? Not saying it's a bad thing or anything. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 or anything like that.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, it's just me personally. All I like to do is eat food and travel. Like I like looking at.
Me too.
Yeah, that sounds like me as well. I guess we all got something in common.
That's it.
Except for you're out doing it.
Exactly.
So 28 years old, you go to this retirement ceremony. You look, you like, you know what, this is not for me. So then you went home and did what? How did you become?
Start brainstorming. Like, all right, what's the plan? Like, cause you gotta have a plan. I'm not just about to quit my job and then now, like, this ain't no Disney movie. It don't work like that. So it's really just, you know, still going to work, but just daydreaming at work. Like, all right, what can I do? Maybe I can invest and buy property or something like that. I ain't got $200,000 to buy no property and just go. All right, what's the new plan? All right, I can hoop. I ain't LeBron though. All right, basketball is out. I can play soccer. No, that's out. I can box. I got some hands on me. That ain't the route either. All right, maybe I could sell stuff. that ain't the route either. So it's just brainstorming and then, you know, looking through Facebook one day and seeing people sell plates out of their house on Sundays, you know, selling soul food and stuff. And it's like, man, I wasn't no hater or nothing. It's just like looking at it, it's like, man, I could do better than that.
Was you a chef before? Like, did you learn how to cook? Did you go to like culinary art school in the past? Like,
nah, no culinary. I mean, my mom always wanted me to, you know, because I always had a little bit of skill in the kitchen, but that's your mom. She's supposed to like your food.
Exactly.
So it was just, you know, but I decided like, all right, I think I can cook. I can probably teach myself to cook. That's the only thing I could think of where I could make it without like any certification or you know, schooling or anything, any real schooling. So it's like, just hop on YouTube, start learning here and there, then, you know, taking a little bit of your paycheck, going to Kroger, getting stuff and practice it, you know, watching Gordon Ramsay, practicing how to cut. I had to teach myself to cut. So
you taught yourself knife skills, because I actually went to culinary art school. So it is a process. So you taught yourself knife skills. You taught yourself the difference between a bechamel sauce and a roux. Like you taught yourself.
I'm still learning all of that. Yeah, I just learned, like I told you, I learned a couple months ago what aioli was. I didn't know what it was. It's mayonnaise.
Oh, good.
I've been making it.
But it's just special mayonnaise.
Just fancy mayonnaise. But all of that stuff, you know, I had to learn off of YouTube and practicing. Even I got cuts and burns on my hands from practicing. I'm like, all right, that's why
you got the scars to prove it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, so it makes sense, and just practicing like that, you know? So
go ahead, Gina, my fault.
Oh, no, I was going to say, how did you feel going through that? You know, you had this idea that kind of sparked and you're like, oh, I could do that. And as you started to kind of get into it and teach yourself these skills, did you find yourself like feeling more excited and passionate about it? Or was it something that you like kind of had to push yourself to slog through? Like, what was that feeling when you're going through it?
I mean, the way I'm set up, like since I was 17, I've always had like 2 and 3 jobs. You know, that's all I know. So when you get on with the post office, it's like you making more money than all them jobs. So at that point, it's like, oh, I made it. I'm good. I made more money. I got more time. And then, like I said, you hit the retirement fund in 6 years. It's like, yo, I need more. Like I need more. So when I'm practicing this stuff, at first it turned into just a money move. It was just a hustle. You know, I figured just a side hustle. I could do this on the side, do this with the post office, and figure something else out. And then gradually, you know, it starts to take off and take shape. And then you start falling in love with like the actual hustle, the actual grind of it all, you know, actually putting it together, coming up with the name, the logo, like attaching all of that. Little do you know, those are actually business skills. That's marketing, that's branding, you know, and it turns from a side hustle to an actual business. So,
and you taught all yourself that at the same time. So you had to teach yourself how to cook through YouTube. Where did that business acumen come from?
That's always been a part of my nature. Like I said, all I know is multiple jobs. So like when I was 16, 17, I either had a job or I was out here shoveling snow with Reagan Lee.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie.
Like for real though, like I gotta get it. So, you know, in that you just pick up skills that, you know, you learn now that, oh, that was branding skills. That was marketing skills. To me, that was just grind, like keep moving. Ain't nobody gonna give me no money. I don't have no inheritance of $1 million. So stack up, hit the pay, happen, you know? So it started like that.
Blown away.
Yeah.
So what was that moment? So you're going through and you're teaching yourself these skills and you start to move into, okay, you know, I'm going to turn this into a real business. What was that moment when you're like, yeah, this could be a thing. Like I could actually do this.
A friend of mine's booked me to cook for her parents' anniversary. Her name is Mel. Yeah, shout out to Mel.
Shout out to Mel.
Business. Got to shout her out because she's like, you know, at this time I'm posting pictures on Facebook, but I'm not, you know, I'm posting stuff on Instagram, but I'm not really cooking or doing anything. You know?
You have the truck yet, or you just still learning? This is still in the.
No, I'm still learning. I, you know, just met a girl, you know, just got a girlfriend, and I'm telling her I'm thinking about doing, you know, starting to cook, teaching myself to cook, and you know that stuff. So still playing around.
Mel. That's Mel. The girlfriend is Mel.
No. Mel is just a friend of mine who just see my pictures and asked me to cook for her parents' anniversary. And I was like, I'm not no chef. She was like, the pictures look good. She's like, how much would you charge? I'm like, man, just buy the food and then I'll do it for free because I don't know how this is gonna go out. I don't have no idea. And I did it, and they loved it. She still paid me, you know, and tipped me. And then I was like, people might actually pay me for this. All right, I need to take this seriously. You know, I might be able to do something with it. Might not be.
How long? Where was this as far as like, so from where you say, you know what, you was at the retirement party until this moment, how long has that been?
Till that moment, maybe a month apart or so.
Oh, wow.
Because I had to figure something out, you know, and I was playing with the cooking. I was just cooking, you know, posting pictures and stuff. I didn't have a name or anything. Then after that moment, it's like, yo, you can really do this. All right. If I do this, it's not about to be no hustle. I need this to be a business. This needs to get me out of my current situation. So after that, it's like, all right, I need to take this serious. All right, what would you call the brand name? Do you want a mom and pops type of restaurant? I'm like, I mean, that's a start, but that ain't really what I want. Like I said, I just want to travel around the world and eat and chill. All right, so I need to be a millionaire for that. Okay, how can you make $1 million? I have to franchise it. Figure out something that I can get 10 locations. I figure if I get 10 locations and all 10 of them can make me $10,000 a year, that's $100,000 right there. All right, that's I can do that. If they each make 100,000, we in there. So it's like, all right, sit down, come up with the name, come up with the branding, you know, figure out a backstory to get through it. What would I specialize in? Would I be a restaurant or a food truck, or how would I finesse that up? And it just went from there, you know. So
what went from where? So tell us about that. How you go from the name to deciding brick and mortar versus food truck.
So after that, I'm sitting down. I'm like, all right, food. Like I just said, you know, you want to be rich. You know, you want to just be well off. You just want to be financially free. All right, you're going to need a franchise. Okay. McDonald's, Wendy's, not necessarily fast food, but I want a chain of restaurants, or I want more than one. So it's like, all right, you need something that people can gravitate to, that's easy to market. How can you figure that out? All right, what kind of food would you sell? What would you do? I'm like, all right, let's back up. Let's start with the name. What would you call yourself? Sitting there, I'm like, all right, it has to represent you. It has to represent me, something that I like. Like, I like basketball. You know, I like sports, but I don't want no sports bar. So that's out. Get that out of here. Like, all right, man. Sitting there thinking, and at the time, I'm watching anime at the same time. So I got pen and pad, and I'm just brainstorming, just writing stuff, and I'm watching. I'm like, I like anime. That could work. All right. Hey, B-dubs, you know, just randomly thinking about B-dubs. I'm like, maybe I could get like a B-dubs, some type of setup, and just put anime around instead of sports. I'm like, all right, that's a good start. And then I started looking up, went to Google Translate and just started typing in Japanese words, just to, you know, throw it out there. Like, all right, what would you call it? And then I looked up Hiro, and I'm like, oh, that's Hiro in Japanese. All right. Bet. I like that. I like the way it was spelled. It has the H, and then the I has the dash.
Yeah.
You know, R, and then the O has the dash on. I'm like, that looks pretty dope. All right, let's get that. That's the name. Hiro. Hiros. Like Chef Hiro. That's dope. Chef Hiro. I like that. All right. We're gonna go with that. Wrote that down. I'm like, all right. Now what's next? All right. I need a character, a gimmick, like something to attach to the name and stuff. And then I came up with the logo on one of the logo makers. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That works. So now you have a visual to go with the name. And I'm like, all right, now I need a lane of what food I'm gonna cook.
Yeah.
Dad is French and Senegalese. My mom is from New York. And I'm
sorry, you say your dad from where?
My dad, born in France, raised in Senegal.
Okay.
My mom, she's just from New York. She was born in Columbus, but she was raised in New York. So I'm like, all right. I got all these
Brooklyn, you heard?
Yep, that's my mom, Brooklyn and Queens.
Brooklyn all day.
Yep, so, which is weird, Brooklyn and Queens, but so I'm just like, all right, what kind of food? And I'm, you know, I'm already playing with recipes because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing stuff together, you know, come up with a few things, and I'm still posting. And then I started posting the stuff like, yo, if anybody wants to order this on Sunday, I got you. You know, because people's always commenting, "Where's my plate?" I'm like, all right, you know what? If y'all want to order these oxtails this Sunday, let me know. I'm gonna buy the supplies. You just come pick it up. So I had like, at first time I put that out, I had like maybe 60, 70 orders, you know,
Oh,
60,
wow.
70 people,
So
right?
did you have a large following in your community?
No, it was capped. At first, like I said, 70 people said they wanted to order. I got all these materials. I cooked all this food. An oxtail take like 8 hours to make, 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
The day came, I'm like, yo, we about to get paid, man. What? I'm only charging like $13, $14. Let's go. Like 6 people showed up. Picked up their food.
Oh no.
Got me. So,
Damn.
So what you're saying is you had a lot of leftovers.
Oh man, I gave it away eventually. Like I used my friend's crib. She was like on James and Broad, so I figured like there's a freeway right there. I'm close to everybody. Everybody can get here.
Yeah.
But it was a good lesson. Because from there I only got better, you know. So the next one I wised up. I'm like, yo, I need the $5 deposits, you know. So doing it like that, and then just go from there. So while I'm doing that, you know, I'm still working on the brand. I figured out the name and stuff, working on like what I'm gonna do. Like, is it gonna be a restaurant? Is it gonna be a food truck? Like, can I rent somebody's kitchen? How I'm gonna do this? But by then I'm still, you know, selling dinners on Sundays and stuff. So it wasn't much. It was like maybe I'd get maybe 5 or 6 people that would order, you know. But and then I think I had like maybe 100, 200 followers on Instagram, maybe 50 followers on Facebook, maybe. And I'm still posting though, because I'm reading as I'm learning and cooking stuff. I'm watching interviews of millionaires, business people, entrepreneurs, just listening because they clearly know something I don't. So, you know, Gary V and interviews for Vlad TV and stuff, just watching interviews of people who have the money that are telling you just post 4 times a day, you know, just how you use social media, save your money, flip it, do it like this, make sure you cut your costs. And I'm learning all this. It's like, all right, I already know that, you know, cut out the middleman. All right, I know that. Okay. I'm just applying it to this, whatever I could, you know, learn, just trying to apply to this brand. And at the time, I just got a girlfriend, so I'm starting to gain a little bit of momentum. I think my followers on Instagram went up to like maybe 400, Facebook maybe 400 followers, and I'm starting to get the hang of incorporating anime pictures and with my food and stuff like that. So they kind of see it, but no pictures of me, because I wanted it to be just the brand. I want people to see just the food, just the anime, so that, you know, it's just the brand that you see and stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, at that time, okay, first of all, I want to go back. So you said that Chef Hiro actually translates to hero.
Hero, and because the Japanese language is so complex, one of the translations was hero. The other one was abundance, you know, which is why like now my portion sizes are huge. I try to make enough, like each portion size is almost enough for 2 people.
Yeah.
You know, I figured, you know, you bring somebody to be eating at the house and somebody's gonna ask where you got that from.
You know how that goes.
Pass them off to the side. Yeah,
that's
so
true.
That's what my thinking.
Your partner is like, no, I don't want anything to eat. What are you eating? Yeah. Can I have some? You always gotta have extra.
Yep. Let them try that. Hopefully they'll come back.
What did you decide was your like niche taste style? Like, what was the type of food that you started to serve?
Well, like I said, mine's is weird because I didn't go to culinary school or anything. Then I got my mom, who is born in Columbus but raised in New York, so you know there's that cultural background. Then my dad, who's born in France, raised in Senegal, West Africa. So I've got all these different foods, you know, to pull from, and I don't know exact recipes, so I'm just pulling and throwing stuff together in the kitchen. Like
we could just call that a Senegal. We could go call that a Senegal New York fusion.
Kinda. I mean, that's like people ask me all the time, what type of food you cook, and I'm like, bruh, I don't know. I got like, it's jerk chicken tacos, but then you turn around and it's Gouda shrimp and grits with fried lobster. Ooh. Then it's stuffed turkey legs with jumbo lump crab sauce. And then I got last week's was surf and turf oxtail burrito tacos.
So
which is
I don't
yeah.
know if you know this, but when Phoenix and I have guests on, it's tradition for them to send us, some of their swag or what have you.
Products, yeah.
The product.
I got you.
I feel like we need to have some kind of hookup here because that sounds
Okay, he's
absolutely
been there at
amazing.
least.
I'm
He's
over
been
here
at least
hungry.
7
Like,
times to
what's
the
up?
truck. He's been to the truck at
You
least
talking
7
about turkey legs with stuffed crab? Like what?
I'm gonna have that.
Oh my gosh. So what you're saying is
Yeah.
when someone asks you what type of food you make, you respond delicious
Everything.
kind.
Yeah, I got everything. And I have to show them my Instagram. And then they understand it. Because most people are like, you can just
Click the link below. And if your mouth is watering like mine right now, click that link below.
Definitely. But it's not, when I tell people that, I serve everything. I don't know. And then I show them the Instagram, they're like, oh, I get it. Because even my tacos aren't normal tacos,
Mm-hmm.
My tacos don't have onion. I don't use lime. It's completely out of left field. So
nice.
It's a good balance. It works.
Yeah.
It works for me.
No, it sounds unlike anything that I've experienced, but something I want to experience. I think is exactly what you want in your industry.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea behind it. All of my stuff is super random. I was, doing this. It's my mindset is what's going to get the most clicks. What's going to go viral if I take a picture of it. Mm-hmm. That's all you really need. You need one post to go viral, and then you got it. You good.
So you think about that customer experience as customer satisfaction, like
exactly. I want to leave a good impression on them. I don't want it to be like, oh man, I just spent $50. I want it to be like, oh man, I had an extra 100. I should have spent the rest of it over there, man. Like, it's a different. If you have a good experience, the food comes last. Really, when you go to restaurants, it's really the experience, the energy you got there, and then if the food is just okay, you're still gonna go back. So it's about more than just food. It's the whole energy of everything.
The dining experience, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was that deciding factor from going through the brick and mortar route, going to a food truck first? I know you expanded, but I know your first venture was the food truck.
Yeah. So as I'm cooking, at the apartment, and at the time I had a girlfriend and she worked at a bank. So I'm actually like all of this up until now was out of my own pocket. So I'm like, maybe I can get a business loan or something. I'm picking her brain apart because she works at a bank. About loans. If you can give me $100,000 from them, teach me how, something. But the whole process, I'm planning, I'm sitting there, I'm saving money. By this time I'm starting to grow as far as the brand. More people are ordering and stuff. So it's like, it's going the right way. It's going up. All right. So you gonna get a restaurant? And it's like, I don't want to pay no more bills at all. So I'm researching it, and it's like food trucks start off at like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for an okay one. And I'm like, man, I ain't got 70 racks for that, man. So it's a little discouraging at first, but then you keep researching. It's like, all right, maybe I can build one or find a used one. Sure enough, you find a brand new one is just kind of empty or whatever. I'm like 8,000, 9,000. I'm like, I can afford that. All right. Looking up equipment. I'm like, all right, so all I really need is about $20,000. All right. That's more than doable. I can do that. The way I work at the post office, I'm picking up hours. I'm doing extra. And I'm doing these little things on Sundays that's starting to get some steam. I'm like, all right. So that's the game plan. Start off with the food truck. That way I don't have to pay gas bills or electric or anything like that. No overhead or anything. Bills is low. I can just open the truck up on Sundays. My girl can work with me. We can stack up. As long as this truck can make, maybe I figure whatever I sell, if I can get 50 people to spend $10 with me, that's $500. All right.
That's a day or a month or a week? 50 people a day?
50 people every day that I'm open. Because at the time, remember, I'm still working at the post office. So that's literally Monday through Saturday. So Sundays is my only off day. So at the time, it was still a side hustle. It's like, all right.
With the food truck, so when you first got the food truck, that was still a side hustle.
Still a side hustle. Because I kind of underestimated like how good I set the brand up, because when you've never done it, I plan for the worst. You plan for the low numbers, you shoot low so you don't get discouraged or anything like that. So I'm thinking like at first I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna get this food truck. My girl gonna work with me. As long as we can get 50 people every Sunday to spend $10, it's 500. That's $2,000 every month on the side. I'm like, that's great. That's awesome. On top of the post office, oh man, we out here. We flying around everywhere, man. We about to spend that all on trips.
Ninja made it.
I'm telling you, that was the mindset. But flash forward to now, I was thinking really small. Now it's like possibilities are so out there.
So I want to touch on that, and I'm glad you brought that up. So I watched Shark Tank, right? And Mark Cuban, one of his pet peeves is when people come in and they pitch their business. They always say, "Hey, I have this business. I'm really excited about it, but I still work at the post office." And Mark Cuban always, especially if he believes in the business, he come back and say, "Hey, I'm going to pass because I don't feel like you putting your all into it. You're not jumping out the window." And it seemed like that's what you said in the beginning. You was like, "Oh, I make a little 1,000, 2,000 on Sundays. Ninja, we made it. I'm good. I'm good with that." And now if you look at things in retrospect, you said, you thinking like, man, I should have jumped out the window a long time ago and quit my job and just put all my effort in. Is either go hard or go home? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
nah, because like I watched Shark Tank too. And my thing with all the interviews I've ever watched with billionaires talking about how they started, a lot of them, if you really pay attention, a lot of millionaires, Gary Vee, all of these people that tell you, I started here and now I'm multi-million. They never tell you how they got their first $1 million. Mm-hmm. They never really legit come out and say how they got started. Because that whole idea, everybody's got dreams, but I wouldn't advise anyone just quit your job tomorrow. And no, you can't do that. This isn't a Disney movie. This is real life. We have real bills. Some people have kids. All these different factors and stuff. So quitting your job just to go out there with no plan, never, ever do that.
Oh, no. So let's back up. Not without a plan, though. I'm not saying without a plan.
A plan.
But
now,
I'm saying, so you had a plan. You had the plan.
I had a plan. I had a relative plan. It wasn't definite. Because remember, I'm still, looking at the numbers. I'm still learning, teaching myself. I'm growing. As far as my audience, I think at this time, I was up to like 1,000 followers on Instagram and like maybe 1,000 on Facebook. So I'm like,
how long? What moment was this? How long from that retirement party until this moment?
Until that moment, almost a year. Because almost a year. So September of 2018 is when I started like taking it serious and really doing it. And really, getting the hang of it, really cooking, really like growing that brand. And then the next year is when I bought the truck. So 1 full year, I'm teaching myself to cook. I'm learning all this stuff from my ex about banking and stuff like that, and just planning. And then April of 2019 is when I bought the truck. So it's like, all right, man, I need to make a move. Went, applied for a loan or whatever. At this time, I had money saved up. I had learned, what I needed as far as loans and stuff. I wasn't going to get a business loan. I barely got the loan that they gave me. But
what kind of loan did you get? Can you disclose that?
It was a personal one. Yeah, personal.
Oh, personal loan.
So me, so that was a year of building the brand. I'm cooking on the side. I'm taking bookings too. I was doing like bookings for like $100, like private dinner for 2 people and stuff for like $100. Getting paid and then giving 50 to my ex now, but my girl, I was taking her as my server. I'm serving these people, while I cook and make the experience great, just to get my name out there. So give her half of the money. So I'm leaving nights where I'm leaving from a booking with $20 in my pocket, but I got the experience and they gonna post pictures. I'm gonna post pictures, so it's gonna be for the brand. It ain't gonna be for nothing.
Yeah.
The long game.
The payment could be more than just dollar bills.
Exactly.
Can I ask, because you're saying I'm all for the hustle, and I think people who are able to do that are absolutely incredible. I am not one of those people, and and I admire that. So what you were saying was you were working for the post office Monday through Saturday. You did the food truck thing on Sunday. You're along the way teaching yourself all of these skills and studying and doing all the business stuff. You have a new girlfriend. When did you sleep?
None. Especially during the winter. You got to remember, post office during the winter, is 5 o'clock in the morning, doing packages for 3 hours. Then you do your route. By the time you finish your route, it's 6, and then you get sent back out to finish more packages. Like there was that winter I was out I did 97 hours in 1 week.
Damn.
So 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning to like 11 something at night. The latest I've ever been out was like 12:30, 12:37 was the latest I've been out. So you getting off, by the time you get home, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no dinner or nothing. You sit down for like 4 hours and then your alarm goes up and it's off. Gotta go back to work. Go back out, go right back to the station. You know, so
again, respect. I am not one of those people. I would have fallen asleep on that route by like 7 p.m. You would have found me in the snow. Like
it's not for everybody. Like even my ex, my girl at the time, when I go see her, because you know females always want time and stuff. You know, and that was so I'm going over there chilling with her. Yeah, so I'm at her house and I'm still practicing. I'm cooking over at her house. Like if I'm not watching videos on how to cook or business videos, then I got a rap battle playing in the background and I'm in her kitchen practicing and cooking stuff, you know? So it's rough, you know, it's not for everybody, but I seen the bigger picture. You know, I had an idea, I had a goal I had to beat. So during that time with her, it's like, yo, I gotta hone in on my skills, build the brand, and I gotta figure out how to save up about $20,000, 15 to 20,000, you know? So it's, you know, that's what's going to keep you grinding, keep you going. You know, every time you save 1,000, it's like, all right, 19 more, save another one. All right, 18 more, keep going.
So 20,000 was that goal to get your food truck?
For me, because I knew if I figured in my head, I'm like, all right, it's some trucks out here going for 20 or 30,000. I'm like, my credit is pretty good. You know, I've been working on my credit too since I decided to start this. So it's like, yo, if I can save up like 20,000 on my end and then go get a loan for like another 30,000, that's $50,000. That's a brand new truck. I can fund this whole thing. So push come to shove, I saved up like maybe 17,000, I think, saved up. I went to the bank. I'm like, I got good credit. I've been with y'all since I was like 18. I know y'all gonna give me like maybe 35, you know, something light. They're like, no. I'm like, dang, can I get 25? No. I'm like, bruh, I'll take a 20. It's like, no, you won't. You're not taking 20 either. I'm like, come on, man. Well, how much can y'all give me? We might can give you 15. Like, let us think about it. I'm like, man, I'll take it. Whatever y'all got. And whatever y'all got for me, I'll take it. So I took their 15.
You got the other 15. You matched it. That was 30. And you got a brand new truck with that?
Brand new trailer. So first, my friend Flight, my dude, she do videos and she had a car lot. So I'm like, yo, go to the auction. I got 5 racks. We need a pickup truck. She's like, I got you. Found a pickup truck, 5,000 on the nose, $5,050. So bought the pickup truck. That was 5,000 right there. Then I was on Facebook, just looking online, looking everywhere. I found some dudes in Kentucky that build trailers, that build them from the ground up. So I found one. It was super tiny, but it was only about 9,000, and it had the plumbing hooked up and the electrical. So I just
already connected.
I'm like, man. Wow. So I'm like, yo, I got 9 bands on me right now. He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, I will be there in the morning, 8 o'clock. I told my dude, Flight, come on, get Kelvin, let's go. We about to go to Kentucky and get this trailer. You know, it was super tiny, but remember, like, I'm figuring it's just gonna be me and my girl on Sundays. I'm only gonna do like 50 people on a day, maybe. So this it's perfect. It's perfect size for 2 people. Yeah, get it. Went, got that, and I still have 15 in my pocket. You know, because I spent 5 on the truck, 9 on the trailer, and 1,000 on a generator. So it's like, all right, I got the startup money. Like it's time to put this plan into motion and get ready to do it. But at this time, I started to grow. Like my following was already up there and stuff. My following was getting stronger. Word of mouth was traveling. I'm starting to sell out on Sundays, you know, out of the apartment, you know. So I've been selling out on Sundays, like 2 hours. I'll put a post up and in an hour I'm sold out. I can't take no more orders, you know. So it's just going, it's just going crazy, really.
So where do you go from there? So you get your small trailer, and you're selling out.
Selling out. Around this time, Well, even before that, there was some tension in the relationship with my girl and stuff. But you know, I'm like, man, it's
How did that? Hold on. So let's go there. How did that tension? Because now your business starting to bubble. You up. Y'all kind of built this shit together. She was your rock. How did that relationship or that breakup affect your grind and your business?
Yeah, it was rough because, like, remember at the time, I have anxiety. I don't really talk to people, so I'm trying to bring her on. Like, yo, this could be huge. I really think. But at the time, she's trying to start her own business too, with brows or whatever. You know, I'm trying to teach her stuff that I know. Like, yo, you got to do this. You know, she don't really want to listen. She don't really want to. You know, so it's like that's cool. But the type of person I am. If it's my business. If I eat, we all going. Yeah, that's just how I approach everything. If you my girl, I'm supposed to be as invested as you, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But some people don't think like that. You know, she wanted to be hers, and then you do your thing, I'm do mine, and be here. And I'm like, you know,
it wasn't a shared dream.
Yeah, nah. You think it was like a competition thing? You think she seen how your shit start to bubble, and she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do me," but you think she felt away? Because that's what it sounded like to me.
That's what it sounded like, but at the end of the day, you never really know. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. It's life. You never know, you know? Because very well, that's my friends, of course. That's the first thing they thought. Like, we saw y'all together and you just took off. I'm like, I mean, you just don't know. I have no idea. So, yeah. You know, at this time, it's going through that. But I just bought the trailer. I just got it wrapped with the anime. You know, this is April. I'm like, man, Juneteenth is going to be my grand opening. Like, yeah, I got to stay in tunnel vision right now. I can't, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I had a lot of family problems going on. It's like, I'm just trying to stay focused while you're chasing this dream and stuff. So, you know, kept grinding, kept cooking out the apartment and stuff. And then the grand opener was Juneteenth. For my,
Juneteenth, 2019?
2019, Juneteenth.
Oh, nice.
Grand opening. Absolutely horrible.
Oh shit! Yo, you had everybody gas like, oh man, you killed.
Yeah, right? Like, I thought we was up. We out here.
This is like an M. Night Shyamalan episode here. What a twist!
It's weird, and it's like, yo, it was so much that happened on that day. Like, I'm thinking like 50, 60 people was gonna show up. Like 200 people showed up.
Ooh, so that was the opposite of your first experience. We were like, oh, I got 50, 60 people and like 6 show up. But this time you're like, oh, I got 50, 60 people and more. So it's the opposite problem.
Exactly. So it's like those people show up. I'm like, yo, what is going on? My girl, she skipped my grand opening to go do a client's eyebrow. It was just chaos. So I'm just like, I'm sut. I'm like, man, there's 200 people here. I'm dolo. My girl, she done.
Oh shit! You was by yourself and your girls over there trying to get your clients to be like, "Oh, you like the food?
She was over doing her own business, so I'm by myself. My sisters was there, my mom, and I'm like just. You can see it on my face. I keep my cool, but apparently you can see it on my face that I'm trying to, you know, stay. My sister jumped on the truck. What do you need? I'm like, you don't know the recipes. She's like, just tell me what to do. All of my sisters jumped on. Yonde, Tina jumped on. My friend Tanya jumped on. My homie Flight and his girlfriend Erin jumped on and started getting orders out. Now I'm orchestrating. I'm cooking. I'm like, here, just bag this up like this. You run this. You take their order. All right, people whose order is done, get it on that side. And now we move it.
You hit like legit sous chef level at that point. You're like, I'm just orchestrating this.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think about it now, and it was wild. I'm talking like wait time was like an hour and a half for 3 tacos. Like
worth it.
Yeah, because I didn't realize how many people actually followed me. At this point, I might have had like 1,500 followers on Instagram, maybe like 3,000 followers on Facebook, you know? So it's like, oh man, I didn't really sit down and look like, nah, people was really like, it's rocking with you. Like you might have something here. So when that grand opening came and people, especially people who are following my journey, watching me go from cooking out of the apartment, knowing that I'm just a mailman and I just picked up a knife, I'm just doing this to, yo, he got a food truck now. coming out to support was just mind blowing. So that first day, absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. But it was like also one of the greatest days ever because it's like it was the birth of this. So the real birth, like
you did it. You were there.
Yeah,
and it was painful, but it happened.
Yeah, that day. Then the second week, day 2 of opening, another horrible day. But by the third week, I got it together. I had to go buy another grill. I had staffing relatively. All my sisters, I'm like, yo, if y'all come back, I got you. I'm paying y'all now. Like, y'all want to come next Sunday? Like, yeah, come on, bet. Cool. Me and my girl, we broke things off clearly after that first grand opening. That was
wow.
It was a wrap. This is my grand opening. Come on now.
Yeah. What you stealing my shine for? This is about me right now.
So I mean, but again, everybody don't see stuff different. Everybody sees stuff different. So it wasn't out of malice, but you dropped the ball on that one. So
yeah. I can understand that feel though, being like you said, you know, that you really took off and you were passionate and ambitious and just really going and getting it.
Yeah.
It's hard to live in someone's shadow when they take off so quickly. I don't know the ins and outs of that relationship. Yeah. I believe in showing up for your partner when they're going through something really important like that. Like that's important.
I agree, Gina, because you and Chef Hiro, he hit a good point. If he's winning, that means she's winning. So she should have took it like that. Like they both win.
I think so.
I mean, it depends if you share the dream. You got to share the dream. And I think that when you have and you find that relationship where you share that dream with a person, like that's the right fit. Like you said about the post office, like post office is all right. I'm making good money, you know, but it wasn't the right fit. Same thing for relationships. Like, yeah, it could be all right. You know, you can be okay,
believe
but
in the dream, not just in the car for the ride.
Or at least the end goal, like, because if your stuff was taken off, if that's going to get us to that private jet, rocking with it. I don't know anything about eyebrows, but I know websites. I know how to market. I'm gonna plug my stuff in. I'm gonna do something.
Tell me what I need to do. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, but you know, everybody's got that in them. It's 100% cool. It's like
so Juneteenth, 2019, your grand opening. This is 2021. Where's your business from from the grand opening until now? So where would you say your business is at now, and like what major achievements do you want to throw out there and let the people know how you rose from the bottom to the top?
From then to now, like I said, then I had maybe like 1,000 followers. I'm up to like 11,000 followers on Facebook, like 5,000 on Instagram.
Nice.
I've got a brick-and-mortar building. I'm actually meeting with the owner Thursday to try to work out a deal and get a building here. I got another location.
Where's here? Let the people know where you. I know I said it earlier, but just let them know where you at.
Right now, currently, I'm at 894 West Broad Street. But if y'all follow my Instagram, Chef Hiro, chef.hiro, that's where you can find me, or place catering orders or pickup orders. But
gotcha.
Hopefully Thursday we come to an agreement where I can get that building and turn it into the first actual Chef Hiro before I open up the Atlanta location and then the other locations here in the city. So
nice.
So when you have your grand opening, can I request an invitation? I would love to be there.
You gotta let Toast with the Coaches show up and pull up on you.
I'm gonna have a pre-grand opening type of thing, a little pre-party thing. So
definitely put us on the guest list.
Gotcha. Definitely.
I would be there. I would tip well. So I want to know, that first day was a disaster. When did you quit the post office? Was it before or after the disaster?
Great question,
way after. So the post office, I actually just quit it September 2020 because the pandemic hit and the lockdown happened in March. So it happened right when I got a call from the Food Network to come out. They found me on Instagram. They were gonna.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were gonna have me fly out to LA to do a show. Okay, I don't think I can say his name, but I was geeked. I'm like, yo, we really made it. Yo, I really you know, that's big. They found me on Instagram. Like I said, Instagram, I don't have much followers. I've got like maybe 5,000, but
Facebook is your platform.
Facebook is really because you can leave reviews on Facebook. You can try the product, leave reviews, and people can tell you, you know, how the food is and stuff. And everybody's reviews is always great. So it's more of an influence, more of a direct influence, I should say.
Mhm.
So, that happened. I'm geeked. And then the Corona hit and the shutdown happened like April, I want to say. So that was right before that. That was right before I was supposed to renew my licensing for the truck.
Mhm.
So all of this is going on. And I'm like, all right, I can't renew the truck because the licensing office is closed. And I'm like, all right, I can't even do the truck. And then I'm like, all right, I got to figure something out. So me and my homie Flight, again, we sitting down just brainstorming, and we kind of predicted. We was just like, yo, this is about to be like kind of like the Great Depression type of thing. And every time some disaster happens to the economy, it drops down, but then it shoots back up. So we're like, yo, equipment and stuff is about to be dumb cheap. So just sit this summer out and just get a bunch of equipment that people sell in and do that. And sure enough, we looking around. Flight, does videography. She found a bunch of camera equipment and a bunch of t-shirt making equipment and stuff like that for like $2,000. I'm looking around, and then I found a vacant restaurant that couldn't, to shut down because of COVID and stuff. Didn't renew. So I called the owner up. I'm like, yeah, is the kitchen still intact? Does it work? He's like, yeah, there's equipment in there and everything. I'm like, can I rent it? And he's like, yeah. So I got it licensed. I signed a lease with him, and now moved into a kitchen and just parked my food truck on the side of it so that whoever's on the food truck just takes orders, but the food is made inside and just bring it out. And then my numbers, my quadrupled, at least like on the light end to now. So now it's like I'm at a point where right now, like I said, I'm meeting with him to see if I can get the whole building. Yeah. Instead of just the kitchen, like just turn it into the actual flagship for the franchise. And then send the truck to Atlanta, repeat the process in Atlanta, and just start opening up different locations and stuff.
I am just like, I am completely in awe right now that in the middle of a pandemic, you saw opportunity, you had yourself set up and prepared to seize that opportunity. And you were just like, this isn't going to stop me from success. I just need to find another way. Yeah,
you can't. Because if I'd have sat down, that's a year of sitting down. Like, nah, there's got to be other ways. Like, man, there's got to be another way. That's it. Keep it going.
And I think that's amazing that, so 2018, you had this idea. 2019, you learned how to cook. From 2019 to 2020 to September, fall 2020, you like, you know what? The business is doing well. The pandemic hitting. Instead of folding during the pandemic, you blossom and you quit your job. And now you actually a self-made man, entrepreneur. How far are you now from your goal of the private jets, the Lamborghinis, that type of lifestyle?
A ways to go, but like you can see the path. It's like now that I know like the process, because again, starting out, I was even just getting like my ingredients. I was going to Kroger and stuff. Now I know where to go to get stuff. I got butchers, I got the restaurant, supply stores and stuff. So I know exactly how to maneuver. So like I joke with my friends, like I could lose everything today. I know exactly how to get the ball back rolling. I know exactly the moves to make.
That's crazy.
I can lose today, I'll be right good in a week. Give me a week, I'm gonna get right back to where I was.
And that's all self-taught. That's no business school. That's no culinary art school. That's University of YouTube and Google, huh?
Yeah, just Google University and just being smart. You just gotta teach yourself. You don't know anything, go get the information and stuff. And it's not like I kind of tell people like I wish I'd took some classes on this. Like I started college at 14, but 19 you kind of drop out. Like I don't want to do this. I hate school. I absolutely hate school. So it's not necessarily an educational thing because you can always just go get the information. You can learn it, teach yourself that. But had I had the education, had I went to school for this, man, I might have been doing this at 18 or 19. But
that's crazy.
Or you never know, you may have hated it. You may have hated the classes and it may have turned you off from it, which is crazy to think about. Like the path that you took has led you to your success now. And if you took a different path, you may not be here.
Yeah. Or be the same person. So
be the same person. And that would be sad because you're incredibly amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I know you, so I live in Columbus. You from Columbus. our audience, most of them not from Columbus. Gina's not from Columbus. Can you?
I'm from Michigan originally, so I know where Columbus is.
You kind of describe and give a breakdown on, let the audience and Gina know exactly like where you from in Columbus and what type of neighborhood you grew up, so that we can understand your mindset, where you came from and where you are today.
Facts. I'm from the east side of Columbus, so Long and Champion. It's PTL. It's a neighborhood I'm from. So
is that considered the hood? Is that middle class? Is that high upper
PTL
class?
is a project over here. So
The project?
Yeah, it's an older project. It's not no more. It's gentrified. It's got condos over there and stuff. But growing up, that's the neighborhood. That's just the neighborhood, and it's not like we wasn't dirt poor or anything. My dad is a professor at a college and stuff, but so the house was good and stuff. But once you leave the house, you out here, So, I
kind of grew up like that too. I lived in the best house in the hood.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that almost. It was a good household and stuff like that. But then you get around your friends and it kind of, you see what other people's going through. Yeah. So it'll either make you appreciate, where you're coming from and choose different paths, or, fall into that trap, So, growing up over here, it's not like it wasn't a suburb or anything like that. It was still, the east side of Columbus. So there's some violence, there's some murder, there's some death, but that's every hood over here in Columbus, You just learn to adapt and stuff and survive,
So how I feel from going from living in that environment, seeing people driving those cars and living the life that you aspire to live, to now being on billboards in that same neighborhood.
Yeah, man, that was dope. That's dope. I mean, it's because growing up, like I said, my dad was a teacher and stuff, so we wasn't rich or anything. We wasn't poor either though. So there was times where we gotta heat the water on the stove top, and stuff like that. But it wasn't an everyday thing or anything like that. So growing up in my neighborhood, there was a lot of trappers and stuff over in Poindexter, and you gotta walk past them, get to the basketball courts. To get to Beatty to hoop, you gotta walk past the project and stuff. So, growing up, you see the cars with the rims and stuff like that. Back then it was the candy paint on the old schools, like the cereal, the Frosted Flakes Capris or something like that. The Red Beans Tahoe with the 20s and stuff like that. So, you seeing that. But as you get older, I'll say 18, 19 is when I was 18 or 19. So 08, 09 is when social media started becoming really social media, Facebook was starting to get bigger and stuff. So of course, growing up, you see that and you think, oh man, they rich. They just got all the money. They got money. To now, you're 19, you seeing social media, you seeing how other people is living. It's like, oh man, why don't they got no jet? Why don't they got a mansion or anything? They just got a Caprice on 20s, type stuff. So to being 25 and now social media, you got access to see how other people are living, what real money looks like.
Yeah.
That's what you see. So it's like, it starts to mold you a little bit. Either you get hungry or you just watch other people live life on Instagram and stuff.
What's funny too about you saying that is being able to see what real money looks like. I look at Instagram and social media, and I also think a lot of it is what real debt looks like too.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Gina.
It's so fake, man. It's so fake. And now, like I said, I'm starting to learn about money, which is something I was not taught in school. Like Columbus Public, they don't teach you about money for real. You know everything else about history. Lincoln's death, I can tell you every Pythagorean theorem in math class.
That's useful when you're trying to build a business.
Yeah, because they ain't teach me about taxes. I ain't learned about taxes till after school. I ain't learned
investment savings accounts.
Yeah, none of that. I ain't learned that. $10
compound interest. What is that?
Yeah, all of that. You don't learn that $10 today isn't worth $10 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those are certain stuff you got to educate yourself on. So me, starting this process of course I had to learn about the cooking and everything, but I also had to learn business. Like I said before, this was all, that's just a hustle. That's just grinding. Like, nah, that's business. That's marketing. You're practicing branding skills right now. You're learning how to invest your money and flip it and reinvest it once you get it, and not, dip into it for, random waste and stuff. You learn the difference between assets and investments and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
So all of that goes into play when you're looking, and you can identify, that's real money. That's not fake. Like he owns stuff, to not just Jordans or anything. He owns, real investments, real investments, real assets.
Exactly.
You're not just rich, you're wealthy. There's a difference between those two things.
Exactly. That's like I'm saying, y'all, you go from idolizing, oh man, he got the new Bentley truck, it's a liability, to, man, that dude owns sugar. He owns a sugar mill. That's
Exactly.
real money. You own a
Yes.
sugar mill, dog. That's real money.
So what would you tell young Chef Hiro that's thinking about, that's at the retirement party? You walk up to him at the retirement party and you say, you know what? I want to be here in 3 years. What type of advice would you tell him now, looking at things in retrospect?
Stay focused. Stay focused. Because there was so much stuff going on. Like, not just like the relationship with my girl, the relationship with my family, and just the money. Like, even though I'm working for the post office, I'm still in debt. Like, oh my God, rent's due again. Like, it's all of this stuff. It's easy to get knocked off your horse. It's easy to lose focus and just give up. That's not going to happen. I'm going to just pick up these extra hours. And like, before you know it, forgot about your dream because you focused on getting more hours at work or figuring out a second job and stuff. Whereas all that energy now, the energy that I was putting into the post office, which was 16 hours a day, and then the 2 hours I was given to learning how to cook or the cooking business, it's now reversed. So now it's 16 hours a day putting into this brand, learning business through, and then 2 hours of just randomness. And it's like, it'll take you straight to another level. You just got to stay focused though. You can't lose that tunnel vision. But that's probably all I'd tell myself. Everything else, you can't control the universe. You can't control what happens, who comes in your life, who leaves, what happens to you, none of that. So whatever you can't control, go ahead and control it. Stay focused, do what you can, and just keep moving.
Awesome.
Man, I'm about to go buy a food truck with those inspirations.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, when we get off this, after happy hour, I'm about to go on YouTube. I already got the degree. I'm like, shit, what the fuck I've been doing?
That's it.
Inspiring and motivation, man. I tell you, Chef Hiro, that this has been really impactful, bro. I'm telling you.
For sure. That's it. I just hope people use that. You can use those techniques with anything though. Like I'm writing the book, and hopefully if I can get this building, I want to do at least the last Friday every month, just a building program with different entrepreneurs and stuff. Because now people are booking me to guest speak for high school students and stuff. And that's mainly the main thing I'm telling them, learn about money. Like y'all 17, 18, y'all got phones in your hands. I ain't had this when I was your age. Like, I feel like the old dude. I'm telling y'all, you got $10 million idea right here in your hand. You just got to come up with the idea and set it up right. And y'all going to be millionaires. You got social.
Okay, I got a question. So Gina and I are both life coaches, right? And we try to help people reach their desired outcomes, whatever that may be. And you just say, hey, you got $10 million ideas in your hand. How would you tell somebody to find their passion or find that thing that pushed them that they wanted to towards success? Like, how did you think? I know you went through several things like, hey, I could do real estate. No, that's not for me. I could do this. What would be your advice for someone to find their passion?
See, it's weird because, like I said, cooking wasn't my passion. Like, it was about money to me. I was trying to figure out how to get myself out of this situation. So I'm pretty open to everything. If I wasn't cooking, if I, found a jelly bean recipe, I'd be selling jelly beans. Like if I could dance or something and I was getting the same, same money and reactions from dancing, I would have done that. So it's not necessarily the passion. The passion's going to find you. You just got to be smart and real. Like, be honest with yourself above all else. Like, if I was trying to be a rapper and it wasn't working out, I wouldn't, but I was getting more looks at or cooking or something like that. I like rapping, but the cooking is working. Go with what's working. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I started college at 14. So I'm that kid that all of those test scores was above average. And teacher like, oh man, this is great. You can be whatever you want. I'm that person like, yo, tell me what to do. Like, what should I do? I don't know. You can do whatever. That's
too
not
many
an answer.
options.
Yeah.
It's too many options, And a lot of times we kind of get stuck on a lot of stuff that we want to do. When in reality, if you do the stuff that you need to do, it'll set you up in a position to do what you want, freely. Mm-hmm. So me, my passion, like I said, I just love to eat food and travel. All right, in order to do that, that costs money. All right, how do I get money? Cook. All right, so I need to do this cooking thing. I need to make sure that this takes off so that I can do what I really want, which is just flying around the world and eating food on beaches around the world, just hanging out and stuff. So
yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. The whole passion thing versus doing what you love versus doing what you have to. A lot of times, yeah, I'd say follow your passion and stuff, follow your dreams, but you also got to be real with yourself and understand, like, you got to have a plan too. Like I played soccer before. I was pretty nice at soccer. If I'd have stuck with it and really woke up every day and really put my heart into it, I probably could have been great. But I was in high school. It's like, all right, I got one pro invite to a pro tryout, but they not banging on my doors trying to get me to sign. So it's like, all right, I ain't the LeBron James of the soccer world. So I'm good. I'm all right, but I ain't that good. So it's like, Is this something you want to do for real, or is there something else? I chose something else. I can always find a team and play on the side, and I love soccer, but my dream is to get to that point. So whatever road I got to take to get there, I'm going to take it. I'm going to roll with it. I roll with what's working.
Absolutely.
I like that you kind of balanced, like you said, like, can you do this? Are you talented at this? Does it make sense to do this? And then, are you good at it? What are your responsibilities right now? What do you need to have covered? And it's kind of like this holistic view of it. It was like, I could be a soccer player if I really dedicated myself to it, but is my heart in that? Do I really want to dedicate myself to it? And also, what are my chances of becoming pro? That you're really, really weighing this stuff and figuring out, like, what's going to work and what am I going to like doing? Exactly. And it sounds like you really spent the time figuring that out. And again, that's brought you here, being successful, running your food truck, franchising already, like you're out there doing it. And I'm sure once COVID is no longer a thing, you're going to be traveling the world as well. Like you're living your dream and you figured it out.
Exactly. Just like you said, you got to be hungry for it. So again, the passion is cool, but at the end of the day, if you're not hungry for it, I don't care how passionate are you. You're not really passionate if you're not hungry for it. So I think this Michael Jordan got cut from what? How many teams he get cut from?
He got cut from his middle school.
But he was hungry.
Yeah.
He was hungry. Russell Westbrook, I think when he came into the league, he couldn't dunk. When he was in college, he couldn't dunk or something like that. Now he's, a triple-double every game. Like, he was hungry for it, though. So even if he didn't have the skill, he put the work in and got those skills.
Absolutely. So, Chef Hiro, I agree with you, right? But I think hunger and passion, they correlate. They kind of like one and the same, right? So I like to tell people this. I like to tell people, find your passion before you find your job, right? And I think that's what you did. So you said, hey, some people like, hey, I want to make $1 million. I'm going to go do this because I know it's going to make $1 million. Yeah, money is the component for you, but it wasn't your passion. Your passion said, you kept saying, I want to travel, I want to eat. How do I do that? So that's the passion. So once you found the passion, you know what the passion is. Now you got to find out what career could take me to my passion. Exactly. Somebody be like, hey, like, my passion is happiness, right? And I'm like, what makes me happy? Money doesn't make me happy. How do I find happiness? Now Gina and I are life coaches because that's fulfill us. We like to inspire and help people get from one place to the next. Yep. So that's our passion, and that's what drives us. So I absolutely agree with you. And that's great feedback. I hope everybody took that and wrote that down and take heed to it. Awesome.
That's it.
Yeah. I know that I've learned so much from this. And like I said, I am not joking. I would love to come to your restaurant and check it out and eat your food. It sounds absolutely amazing.
You did a few times.
Yeah, I have. I'm hooked.
What? Phoenix? Oh, cheater. This is not fair.
Multiple times, back to back.
Exactly. Great service, awesome staff, and amazing food. So I definitely recommend. But Chef Hiro, man, we could listen to you all day. But we about to reach that hour. Happy hour is over. But before you go, we would like to keep you around for our favorite part of the show. Our favorite part of the show is our thing of the week. During our thing of the week is where we provide our viewers and our audience with something that we learn, whether it be a book, a quote, a movie, something that we can provide them so they could carry to the next week until we see them again. So without further ado, my thing of the week is this. My thing of the week is simple. With anything you do, just like Chef Hiro, give your 100%. Why? Because no matter what's going on, you have to do it anyway. Whether it be school, you have to wake up and go there, right? Work, being a parent, you have to do those things regardless. So you're going to go and wake up and go to school just to give 80% or 50%? Why? Why not give it your all? Because no matter what, you're going to show up. Because I think of it like this. What's better than an A? An A plus. So don't be a B plus. Don't be an A. Be an A plus. Role model mindset, Coach Phoenix. Coach Gina?
So my thing of the week sounds like it contradicts what Phoenix just said, but I'm going to get through it and we're going to talk about it. So my thing of the week is this. Lately, I've been feeling rather overwhelmed, kind of burnt out. Maybe it's COVID, work, etc. It's just kind of feeling kind of down in the dumps. So in order to recenter myself, I remembered a little piece of advice that a friend once gave me, which was the best way to eat an elephant is by one bite at a time. When you're feeling overwhelmed, like the task in front of you is insurmountable, take a step back and figure out the tasks that you are able to accomplish right now. When you can't find the motivation to clean the entire bathroom, maybe you can just clean the sink in the shower. If you're still feeling overwhelmed at that, maybe just wipe down the sink. If that's still overwhelming, just pick up the towel that's on the floor. Whatever that little bit of movement you can accomplish, it's going to build up the momentum until you're able to accomplish the ultimate goal that you have. So don't give up. I'm not saying don't give 100%. I'm saying whatever your 100% is that day, give 100%. Maybe it's only picking up a towel. Maybe it's only washing one glass instead of doing all the dishes. Whatever it is, give that 100%, but don't give up. Just take it one small bite at a time.
That's powerful and that's deep. And I absolutely agree, because think about it. Say that day that you say, you know what, I've been working all day, I'm tired, I don't want to go to the gym. If you go to the gym, yeah, you might not perform like you performed the week prior without all the work and all the other stresses, but you got off that couch. So getting off that couch is better than sitting on that couch. So you're still giving it 100% of what you got at that moment. So they do correlate, Gina. Good one. So Chef Hiro, we don't do this often, but if you have anything for the viewers in the audience that you want to provide as a thing of the week so they could take until next week, please shed some light.
Just keep swimming. That's from Finding Nemo, and it's the dopest quote I could think of, because
that's dope.
Like I said, you don't really know what the future holds. And like I said before, you're not in control of the universe at all. Universe is going to put people into your lives. It's going to take people out. It's going to move you into different situations and stuff. And a lot of times, you know, we get in these situations and stuff like that. And some are good. And you think, oh man, this is moving too fast. Oh, I'm not ready for this. Yeah, you are. That's why the universe put you in that situation in the first place. Because if you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't recognize it. So a lot of times, even when we meet people and you meet somebody new, and it's like, oh man, I'm texting them every day. Oh, they great. Hold on, we're moving too fast. And you start pulling back. And then what happens? They start picking up on that energy. It's like on their end, it's like, yo, why is this person pulling? I better pull back. And now all of a sudden, y'all don't even talk. When y'all should have just went with the flow.
You kept swimming.
And just go. So my thing is, when the universe presents you with an opportunity or a situation, whatever, what have you, go with it. Don't just give up on it or try to go against it or try to do something else. No, the universe is telling you, yo, go this way. Just go that way and keep at it. Don't give up. A lot of times we like to make excuses, and everybody's going through stuff. This isn't no Disney movie. Everybody has their own trials, their own tribulations. Everybody is going through stuff. You're not the only one. Just keep swimming.
That's awesome. That's a good way to end the show. And with that, Coach Phoenix, Coach Gina, Toast with the Coaches. We love you. Subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Cheers.
Cheers.